what's going on, family? We back at it. As you already know, they said it. Now we speaking on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm Mr. Telescope, and you're now watching the Telescope channel.
When will this American horror end? That frightening scene outside an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, where more than a dozen students were murdered in yet another mass shooting. A teacher also killed there.
Let me give you some details, and then I'll give you a summation about that. He shot and killed horrifically, incomprehensibly, 14 students and killed a teacher.
The suspect, a high school student, is dead. The FBI and our teams are on the scene of this tragedy, and
students were evacuated into this center here, and we're told to wait until all the students were accounted for, and then they could be picked up here. Unfortunately, what we're seeing now here at the Civic Center is there's families that are getting some of the worst news of their life, and you'll see families passing behind me, even coming this other way as they're going inside to learn more about this tragedy that happened here. We did just get a briefing from the Uvalde Police Department from Pete Arredondo. He's the police chief here, and he couldn't give us a whole lot of information. Most of our information actually coming from Governor Greg Abbott, but he said this is a school filled with second to fourth graders, and they confirmed there were deaths, they confirmed there were injuries, and they said they're working on notifying all of those families. And we know that's a lot of what's happening in a lot of these rooms in the Civic Center here behind us. We see families coming out, holding on to each other and crying because they're getting news that they never anticipated they would get after dropping off their children at school today. They fully anticipated bringing them back home. And
Hey, what's going on, family and visitors? Peace and blessings to you all. Welcome to the Telescope channel. Hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell in the bottom corner. Here at the Telescope channel, we're going to be diving in from everything from music to religion, sports, and all other current events. Subscribe to the channel so you can stay updated. Let's go get it in. Man. For y'all who haven't heard about it yet, I'm pretty sure y'all probably just heard it here first. If you haven't already heard it in the news, hopefully you hear it from one of your local YouTubers or somebody that you subscribe to and you watch, man. But first, I want to start off and say, man, moment of silence and condolences, and may the people the fallen, not even people, the fallen kids, man, those fallen children, those 14 kids that passed away, had their life snatched from up under them. And that one teacher and that grandmother, God rest their souls, let's have a moment of silence for them. Now, just touching on this situation, I mean, it's very touchy, man. But at the end of the day, we all know there's one component that is similar. There is one let's say there's one thing about this equation that's similar to every equation that's like this, whether it's the Parkland shooting, whether it's the mass shooting in Buffalo, whether it's this shooting. Obviously, that one factor that plays that plays a part is, for whatever reason, all of these guys look the same. And I mean, not even be stereotypical or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? But all of these guys look the same, whether they're young, old, whatever. Even the dude that did the shooting over there in Las Vegas he wound up getting guns from all over the states, different places in the states. This was some years back, I believe 2013 or 2014, some years back. He got a bunch of guns from around the state. He went up there to, I believe, Las Vegas, and he started to shoot out of the windows at a concert. He was shooting people at a country concert. And, they all have one thing in common, man. They all are white. And I have nothing against white people, but, we got to just start calling a spade a spade. If it's an ace of heart, you got to call it an ace of heart. You can't call it an ace of spade. Now, when we're looking at this whole situation, we know that more than likely, a lot of the times than never, this stuff is happening because they see that there's no punishment, there's no retribution and no repercussions for the people that are getting hurt and for the people that are going through this. You know what I'm saying? For the people that are hurting people and the hurt. So there's no retribution for the hurt, and there's no repercussions for the people that are hurting or like hurting people, And I think that that's where society divides. That's where the rubber hits the road. That's where the knife cuts the butter, right there down the middle. When you see, people getting shot up, at record raising numbers, and they got these racial slurs on their guns, and they're talking about things that we talk about, barbershop talk, but they're doing mass shootings, and then they're talking about it, symbolically through their weapons or through their clothing and the way that they're dressed and stuff like that. So it's obvious that they hear our cries. It's obvious that they hear us, right? It's obvious that they can understand us and they can hear the pain that's coming from, the black community and, the people of color, really, like, the community of the people of color. But I'm necessarily speaking for the black community. And, man, just looking at this, it just shows you a lot about our country, man. And, I mean, obviously the he's dead. They won't. I don't think they would have let another one walk out of there like they did the Buffalo shooter. But and if they did, man, it would have been. It would have been. People would have been tearing stuff up because he killed 14 children. And we don't know the races of the kids, but I'm pretty sure he probably killed a couple of white kids too. And that probably, that probably had to knock him up out of there. You know what I'm saying? Or even just like killing children in general, man. That's just sick, bro. You gotta have a sick ass mind to do that, man. You gotta be going through something to really do that. And from the reports, it says that he killed his grandmother. He took off after he killed his grandmother. He took off. He went to the school. He started firing in front of the school. Ran inside of the school. Locked himself inside of a classroom and shot up some students and some teachers. And then authorities came in there and put him down. Deleted him, erased him, whatever you want to call it. But man, it's just like the world that we living in where, people can just go in school, shoot up schools, and then it's like no bills passed on and stuff like hate crime bills and stuff like that. Like just nothing to put, fear in the heart of the destructor. It's only fear in the heart of the builder, the people that's built this stuff, the people that's hard working, that's paying their taxes. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that's slaves in prison right now, because they got kids that go to school. They got family out there. It's people that's in prison right now in Texas that got kids that, probably go to that school. Now they got to hear from behind the wall, which they should never been there, but that's neither here nor there. Because that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, people still have love for their kids, regardless of the bad decisions that you made. We all make bad decisions or decisions that we thought were smart at once upon a time, and then we look back on them and we say that they weren't so smart decisions. But nevertheless, you got people that are in prison right now in Texas. They may have kids that go to that school that are probably thinking about their kids like, yo, man, that's my kid. Is that my kid? Is that my kid? They waiting for that phone call, and you can only probably get, on the phone at certain times. With all of this stuff going on, everybody probably on the phone trying to call and see if it's they people that done got, they kids that done got shut up and stuff. So it's real, man. Things are real shaky right now. The economy is real shaky right now. I just advise, and then I can't even say, I advise people to get their gun license and stuff like that. Because like in a situation like this where it was kids and he shot up a bunch of third and second graders, it's like you can't tell a kid to go to school with a gun, Now, should teachers have guns in school? I think so. I think they should start letting teachers have guns in school. Y'all hit the comment section on that, and y'all tell me if y'all disagree or y'all agree with that. But they should have some type of like gun locker in school, like just for emergency if something goes wrong. It should be only one person in charge of the gun locker, whether that's like the police that is on campus at the time, on site. At the time, it should always be one police on campus at the time. If you're switching the shift, then another police should come and fill in for you. But it should always be at least one police there. And that person should have a key to the gun locker that he oversees. So if anything go wrong, guns get stolen, guns, go missing, he's responsible for it. We got to start prioritizing just pretty much, man, counting our duckies, man, and making sure they all the way there. Like, I think that we don't really prioritize, or it's starting to seem like they want this type of stuff to happen because, I mean, we have mass shootings almost every year, man. Like, it's always mass shootings in America, and we have mass shootings every year. But for what? It's like some guy that just went crazy, and even looking at the even looking at the Buffalo shooter. you know, his manifesto was so strategically written that people, you know, assumed that it was the military allegedly. Then on top of that, when you look at the Parkland shooter, we still haven't heard anything about him in his case, but we still hear about, you know, YMW Millie's case. That's always publicized. We still hear that on every, you know, radio airwave and stuff like that. We still hear about Young Thug's case, but we never hear about the Parkland shooter's case. We never hear about the other 18-year-old boy that shot up the school and stuff like that. We never hear about, you know, these people and the updates on their cases. And I think that's orchestrated. I think that's planned. That's all in mind. I don't think that that's a mistake. I think that is all in mind. Y'all hit the comment section and tell me what y'all think about this. You know, I'm gonna touch a little bit more on it because we definitely got to go live on this topic. I want to see what y'all think. But yeah, man, it's a lot of sick ass stuff going on around the world right now, man. I just want to say, man, for all of y'all, man, y'all say a prayer for my family. I'm gonna say a prayer for y'all. And yeah, man, we just gotta really stay in prayer nowadays, man, and just, you know, stay aware, man. Stay aware. You know, teach your kids how to be alert. You know, when something seems funny or something's not right, you know, teach your kids how to, you know what I'm saying, how to be aware and alert of their surroundings and stuff like that. I'm starting to think that these brothers are doing this stuff and it's orchestrated by the military, allegedly. You know, I'm starting to think that, you know, and most of them are 18, so it's like once they do it, it's like, what, y'all getting drafted off to go fight in a war, or y'all going to the military way overseas or something like that to go fight in Libya or something like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on? Like, what is really going on? You know? Yeah, man, y'all hit that comment section and let me know how y'all feel about this topic or whatever. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all hit the like button, y'all hit the subscribe button, and y'all hit that notification bell. Can we out of here, man? It's Mr. Telescope. They said it. Now we speaking on it. I'm Mr. Telescope. You're now watching the Telescope channel.